We started out as a pharmaceutical business over 140 years ago. And now, recently, over the last 30 years, our energy business has been the strongest. So we've always been in infrastructural projects or businesses, whether it was healthcare, then going into transportation, telecommunication, big projects, and now energy being our biggest business. But industry is also an important part, whether it's equipment or services, and the healthcare equipment is still there. So it's really kind of a balance that's important to us.
You do have several projects underway in development around Southeast Asia, particularly in Vietnam, but what about further afield? Where are you looking?
We already had a power plant and a distribution system in Vietnam. And so we had experience in that country, which was very helpful. And we found partners that could help us introduce. So for us, it's always very important to also have the right partners. There was an opportunity to get licenses for large solar parks, and we managed to get those, and so that made the expansion possible. And now we're also looking at a possibility of further expansion in the gas-fired power plants. We're looking to expand much further in Malaysia. We have a partner there that we're looking to do some interesting projects with. Korea, also very interesting. Basically, in all countries, we're looking at solar and wind. In Laos, we're very strong we only have water, so hydro. And Thailand is still expanding a lot as well. We're currently looking at very interesting projects in Eastern Europe.
With the target of being carbon neutral by 2050, does that mean that you're looking more in renewable projects or traditional power sources?
We keep on looking at gas, and we look very strongly at renewable, because it's not only the trend, but also the future, and the technology is becoming cheaper. However, we also see that there's a big place still for hybrid power plants. It's a combination for different reasons. I mean, I think the renewable power plants is also still very influenced also by environmental factors. So until we find the right balance, we'll keep expanding in all directions.
And what about the industry and healthcare sectors? Because that makes up about 30%. So where would you see the biggest opportunities in the industry space right now?
So in the industry space, we're really focusing on kind of smart solutions, so smart utility solutions for districts or cities. Then we're looking at healthy living, healthy building solutions as well. So there, for example, we're in the cooling business, we're in the facade business, we're in lighting business. So things like IoT, integrated solutions for buildings. So how can we improve the energy sufficiency of these buildings and make them healthy, which is obviously especially relevant today during COVID. On the healthcare side, we're very strong on the pharma and equipment side, but we want to grow a lot still grow more on the pharma and on the services side. On the services side, we just started our first primary and preventative clinic, and we want to expand that fairly fast. And I think there's a strong trend that people are not only visiting large hospitals, but are also looking to visit clinics closer by, as well as looking for digital solutions.
So with so many diverse business areas, how do you try and find synergies across them?
So synergies is we used to be a trading house. So we used to sell equipment across and always saw what the problems were, what infrastructure is being built, and what is equipment necessary, required for that, or the services. And so it's not alien to us. We're very used to that, actually. It's just we split off into different companies and sectors.
So then let's talk about your father and your family in more detail. So under your father's leadership, Harold, B.Grimm became one of the largest private power producers in Thailand. What would you say are the biggest business lessons that he's taught you?
He's somebody that always looks for partnerships, to look for the best practice or best people out in the market, and is somebody that never shied away from a challenge or trying out something new, and always knew how to put the different pieces together and to help the connections work well. Obviously, when you put a lot of partners together, there's a lot of interests that come together, a lot of mindsets, and he really has that skill. That's something that I try to learn from him, and I also see the opportunity in that, because obviously when the different partners come together, they're also in different areas. We can learn a huge deal from them. They elevate our standard as well, because a lot of them are international organizations. And that open-mindedness and flexibility of trying to understand the other person and come together, I think that's very valuable for us. It's been valuable for us in the past, and that's kind of how we function today.
And you've spoken about being a sort of guardian for B.Grimm for the next generation. So what sort of footprint would you like to leave on the business?
Part of the success, or important part of ours, is the culture, the values. I would really like to be a part of keeping that strong, making sure that we really bring that forward and being able to develop and evolve that. Another part is that obviously making it for the next generations, also something that they can understand or possibly be able to manage. As you said, we've grown a lot. We keep diversifying, they keep adding new businesses, and it makes it more and more complex. So I would hope that I can pass it on also in a way that it makes it okay and easy for new generations to do. Also because it's a legacy or something that was built by others that you want to make sure that it keeps thriving forward. So it's a sense of responsibility for everybody that put all that hard work in to make sure that that stays on into the future.